Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. For all those crazy people out there who ain't never heard of your girl, who ain't tapped in, Be More is in the building. Give us your name and tell us what you do in a couple of seconds.
My name is Andrea Ward. I'm a award-winning producer, director, creator, writer, actress, and as well as stuntwoman, activist, and a great niece of Billie Holiday.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. For all those crazy people out there who ain't never heard of your girl, who ain't tapped in, Be More is in the building. Give us your name and tell us what you do in a couple of seconds.
My name is Andrea Ward. I'm a award-winning producer, director, creator, writer, actress, and as well as stuntwoman, activist, and a great niece of Billie Holiday.
All right. So let's go back to where it all started for you in Be More with your moms, your pops, your sister, brother, family, all of that. What was Miss Andrea Ward into? What was your first love when you were young?
Writing. My first love was writing. I grew up watching Stephen King, Steven Spielberg, and I pretty much grew up on horror films, and I would just write all the time. Short films, poetry, movie ideas, book ideas. I was always the weird, awkward kid that stayed writing and kept to herself.
Okay. So, with the midst of you writing, I did some research a little bit myself on you. You have a twin. You're either a twin or you have twins in your family. What's up with that? When you were writing, were they writing too? I'm always fascinated by twins. What's up with you and your twin? Were you guys writing at the same time?
No, my twin is complete opposite of me. We are total opposite. He was more so into sports and making jokes.
Okay. All right. So he's into sports. He's making jokes. Did moms ever, I don't know, put together some type of talent show for you guys and maybe put you in front of the family, maybe have you writing, maybe have him doing some type of sport activity, some type of showcase, a talent show? Did that go on and Be More in the house of the Wards?
No. No. It was strictly school, studies, school, and that was it.
Okay. So you are, as I told you, I did my research, you are the niece of the late, great Billie Holiday. That's right, jazz super sensation, doing her thing back in the day. How was that for you growing up, being underneath the shadows of your auntie or what have you in Billie Holiday? How was that for you growing up?
I didn't discover this until 5 years ago. So I had no knowledge, no idea.
Okay. So now that you know this now, how has it impacted your life? Maybe from you writing, maybe you film directing, all that. How does that impact you now that you're in the entertainment world and you're connected to one of the greats of the past?
It has inspired me in a beautiful way. Just trying to continue the legacy and keep the torch going and pass the torch to someone else in the family, to the next generation. It inspires me because she was a Black woman in a male dominating industry, especially during a time period where, people of color were not welcome in certain spaces. And she's inspired me so much that I've just became the first Black woman to direct and produce a zombie film in history.
Okay. I like that. So you also, in a crazy way, even though you're in a creative space, you went to school for medicine. How was that for you, getting your degree and all of that? You studying with the books? Yeah, I know I didn't like it when I was a biology major, but maybe you had a different feel, different feeling. How was that for you, getting your degree in medicine?
Getting my degree was just amazing. It was blessing. However, I discovered it was not my passion at all. I don't like the sight of blood. I love to help people. I love to make a difference, but I just did not like that responsibility of someone's life in my hands, you know, because sometimes you take that work with you and you can't just wash it away. You know, it affects you for a certain period of time.
Okay, all right. Yo, if you are just joining us, you are tuned in to the Pimp Game Podcast, and we are here with the one and only, the beautiful, that's right, award-winning producer, director, film director in the house from B-More, Andrea Ward. I like it. Feeling it hard on the Pimp Game Podcast. So, let me ask you this. You were self-taught. We're going to transition a little bit. You were self-taught in terms of fashion, very creative, doing your own thing. What gave you the eyes to even do fashion? I mean, Kanye West must be proud. Dave Dash must be proud. What's up? What gave you the eyes and the talent, skill set to do fashion?
This wasn't until I reached my darkest moment. I am also a DV survivor and activist against domestic violence on women and children. So that's where I got my inspiration. I turned my pain and channeled it into power. I taught myself how to sew and draw within a week. And before I know it, I was discovered by Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week the next week. After that, I was flying out to LA to showcase.
Okay, so you mentioned Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week, also New York Fashion Week, LA Fashion Week, you name it, BET, own channel, whatever. You've worked with them. You worked with some of the biggest of the biggest. How was that for you? Was that surreal when you were working with Mercedes-Benz and New York Fashion Week, advertising stuff that you've done, self-taught, Miss Andrea Ward? How was that for you in that limelight?
It didn't feel real at first. It did not feel real until I saw my name in New York Times Square, Madison Square Gardens in front of 30 million people. And my last show was sold out. We had over 300 people attending, some of which was Remy Ma, Fat Joe, Sandra Bullock, and so many other names just coming to support, you know, in attendance. And just meeting everyone after the show was just so surreal. And then the after party someone threw me. I didn't believe that it could happen for someone like me, but you know, you got to want these things for yourself. You got to believe that these things are going to happen for yourself. And it manifested and it happened.
So now that you know who you are, right? Young lady born in Baltimore, doing her thing out there. Now that you know who you are, do you feel great with your decision to not pursue medicine when you didn't want to be responsible for someone's life? How does it feel now? Does it feel like a breath of fresh air that you're actually tapping into your inner self?
Yes, it does. It feels like a breath of fresh air. It feels amazing because I'm able to help and make a difference to other people, if not inspire others to do more with their life, if not get into TV and film or whatever they want to do in their life. I'm able to do more in this position than what I would be able to do in medicine. Because medicine, you're also very limited. And entertainment is a wide spectrum and so many different platforms. You can inspire people, if not change life or make it better for someone else.
That is true. So you mentioned Remy Ma was there, Fat Joe was there. Some of the best in the industry is there to see you. Basically, I like that. I'm feeling that in front of millions of people. Give a shout out to your girl. How was that for you? Did you go up to them and talk to them and say, hey, I don't know, this is me? Or did they come to you and approach you and say, wow, we love what you're doing here at New York Fashion Week?
Well, they came out to the show. I had no idea who was coming. I just happened to look into the audience and I saw certain people sitting in my section and I saw these big names sitting there too. And I remember going up to VIP. I also saw Sandra Bullock and I didn't realize it was her until she spoke. And she was just congratulating me on everything. And then I did a background story as to why I started a clothing brand in the first place.
Okay, all right. Yo, if you are just joining us, you are tuned in to the Pimp Game Podcast, and we are here with the one and only, that's right, movie mogul, Andrea Ward, the niece of Billie Holiday. I love it. So, let me ask you this. I know you had a recent stint on the Steve Harvey show, right? You met a guy. His name was, first of all, you had a guy maybe the family didn't like. I'm aware of it. I was checking you out. I liked it. Did you ever reconvene with that guy? And then I know they set you up with, I don't know if it was your brother or somebody like that, set you up with a guy named Sheldon that you had met at a charity event. How did that go with Sheldon? How did that go with Sheldon?
Oh, I was not expecting this. I was not. It went fine. We decided to keep it as friends. We're better off friends, you know. He's in a different space in his life. I'm in a much better space in my life as well. So we're just really cool friends.
Just friends. Okay. So I want to know here first. I know your fans out there want to know too, because you was on Steve Harvey promoting. You need a man who could step up to the plate, who could do what he need to do for you. You're the prize. I get it. I saw it. I know what's going on. So is Andrea Ward single? All the working you doing, all the traveling, Cali, LA, all of that stuff. Are you single?
No, I am not single.
Okay. All right. Well said. Now, when you did, let me ask this. When you did get up there on the show, Steve Harvey show, was Steve Harvey privy to what you could do, like outside of obviously dating and stuff like that? Were he privy to you being a film director in your own right?
No, I think he had an idea. So when I first met Steve, I was just tapping into the film world. So I don't think he knew what I was capable of, you know. So he had no idea. He just knew I was from Baltimore and that my family knew Monique. Monique grew up with a lot of my uncles and aunts and my mom in Baltimore because she's from Baltimore.
Okay. Speaking of which, Monique, a couple of years ago, Monique had a deal where she was going back and forth with Netflix. Obviously, you work with Netflix as well. What's your thoughts on that? With her wanting more money, putting more butts in the seat? Granted, it was a couple of years ago. What was your thoughts on that? On the family friend trying to get more from Netflix and then basically lowballing her because they think she's been out of the game for a while. What's Andrea Ward's thoughts on that?
She deserves to get everything she's deserved. You know, I mean, you put so many years and hard work into an industry and you have a household name, you've built yourself from like nothing to where she is now, you know. So she has every right to demand more money because she knows her worth. And if the networks don't know your worth, you got to know your worth. Somebody has to know your worth. And somebody has, if you can't advocate for yourself, somebody else has to advocate for you. So she had every right to do it because with Black women in a male dominating world, we're often treated very differently. You know, we're given a lot less money than a typical, you know, like male actor or male director, you know what I mean? Or we're not given as many opportunities in certain spaces because one, we're of color, two, we're a woman, you know? We women have to work 10 times harder just to prove ourselves and to know X, Y, Z. So with me in film, I know how to edit, I know how to produce, I know how to direct, I know how to act, I know how to do stunts, I know how to fight with swords, I know how to do acting. I went to school for acting in London, trained with the best, you know. So I've had to learn X, Y, Z and still having to prove myself. But at least you guys know what I'm capable of. So that is kind of the struggle of being a Black woman in a male dominating industry, especially with film.
Okay. Speaking of film, you got some dope directors out there. I want to know right now, Andrea, because you are a dope film director in your own right. What's Andrea Ward's or who's Andrea Ward's top 5 directors in the game right now in terms of movies? Who's your top 5?
Halle Berry, Ava DuVernay. Let's see. There is a few others. The director of Transformers is pretty good. And definitely the director of Underworld and Spike Lee. Definitely Spike Lee. Just watching his films growing up, especially being a person of color, like being from like New York and stuff, like definitely inspired me because New York and Baltimore are very close in that, like as far as distance, we're very close. Just seeing where he is from and then making it as far as he has in this industry and putting so many hard years into it, and Ava DuVernay is another one of my favorites. And Halle Berry has been in the game since she was a teenager. Now she's directing and producing and acting. She's doing everything. And Issa Rae, that's another one. She started out with a web series, which turned into a TV series for HBO.
Right.
Now she's in movies, she's on the big screen in theaters, theatrical releases, everything, show after show. So those are who actually inspire me.
All right. So I got a little beef to pick with you. I didn't hear Stephen King. I didn't hear Tyler Perry. What is going on? Those names are not on Andrea Ward's top 5. Are you kidding me? What is really going on here? How is Stephen King and Tyler Perry not on your top 5 list?
I have a lot on my list. I can't name all of them. If we sat here naming all, it'd be like an hour or two. I promise you, it'd be at least 2 hours.
Okay. So now that you've really solidified yourself in the film industry, has that changed your network in terms of talking to other directors? Does that go on in the film world where maybe you come to Halle Berry and say, hey, look, I got a project I want to work on. Maybe I need your help. Hey, can we get a bigger budget? Does that type of thing go on in the film industry?
Yes, it does. Very often, it's really about who you know and then what you're able to show them as far as your capabilities, your work ethics, any of your previous work, because they want to work with high quality people that are very skilled and efficient and know what they're doing. They might take 5-10 minutes out of their day, but if you have nothing to show for it, they're not going to waste any time.
Okay. So I was looking at your press kit. I like it. I really like it. One of the things I was feeling was the Coke vaccine, the prelude. Hey, I got to check that out. What's up with that? Can you go into that maybe a little bit, touch on it a little bit? The title is catchy, is dope. Even the visual was dope. What's up with the Coke vaccine?
So the Coke vaccine, the prelude, is a short film written by CJ the Celebrity, also known as Carl Story. So he's actually the writer, creator, and executive producer along with Shelman Burton. So CJ wrote this, I want to say about a couple years ago, which started as a feature film, but he wanted to condense it in a short to prove himself. Just like if you're a new filmmaker and you're going into a film space, you have to produce some sort of high quality of product for your audience to watch and to build a fan base. So right now, what we're doing is building a fan base and, redoing the horror genre when it comes to zombie films. So a lot lately, there has not been a lot of great zombie films. And if you do see it, you'll see like they're foreign movies like Train to Busan or Pensuela or Zombie Warriors. They're based out in Australia and China and Japan, or the Zombieverse, So we wanted to take that genre and make it into our own. So CJ and I came together, and CJ was the one that actually discovered me. And from my previous work, I've done a lot of action stuff too. So with this film, it's a lot of action. It's a little gory, but this is the first time it's been written by a Black man, directed by a Black woman, and produced in film history. This is the first time this has ever happened. If you look up every other zombie film, you won't see a person of color.
Wow. So, in reference to you guys making, or I'm sorry, you being a director of a zombie film, you have made history, obviously, first Black woman in the history of the USA, America, to put out a zombie film. Those are strong words to even say that. How does it feel to be the person behind the actual movie, the visuals and all of that, to really cement yourself in history?
It feels amazing because I'm making history. I'm going to continue making history, and I'm paving a way for the next generation to come through. Just for little girls that look like me to grow up. Like if they want to be a film director, they can do that. For survivors that just came from surviving domestic violence or coming from being homeless, I went through all those things in my 20s. to now being award-winning film director, it's a big deal and it's a big honor to be able to carry that torch and to have my name in a history book somewhere like 10, 15 years from now, to building that legacy, to speaking to other inspiring filmmakers that want to make it, that often get discouraged or they get so many no's before they get a yes. And I'm here as living proof that anything is possible. All you need is that one yes. That's all you need. You're going to get a lot of no's. All you need is that one yes, and you got to keep going.
I like that. Got to get that one yes. So I'm aware you are a activist, right? One of the things I touched up on and read up on, it was a very profound statement. I loved it. It says, you are the voice of the voiceless. What is going on with that? What does that mean to you, being the voice of the voiceless?
Yeah, so being the voice of the voiceless. So I am speaking out for those that have been silenced, those have, been homeless, those have survived domestic violence, those have been bullied or, going through postpartum depression, those that go through hard times and struggles and don't really have a voice or for anyone to really listen to them. So I'm here to advocate and to speak for them because when I was once in their shoes, I didn't have anyone to save me. I was in a really dark space before I even started my career. And, it was fight or flight. I had to make a decision about my life. And, you know, I wanted to, I decided to become someone that I wish I had when I was going through those tough spaces that I wanted to save me. I didn't have anyone to save me. So I'm here to help, if not inspire or save someone else.
I like that. I like that. So the topic of today's show is, recently we had a death in the industry. Obviously, Jackie O, the girlfriend of DC Young Fly, passed away. What's your thoughts on that? Where were you when you got the news that Jackie O passed away?
It's unfortunate, especially, with her being so young. I believe I was home just writing when I heard the news. And it's just, it's very unfortunate because she's, someone's significant other, someone's mom, someone's sister, daughter, best friend, cousin, granddaughter, it's unfortunate. And I do say my prayers out to her family and her children, because, it's hard for a child to lose a parent. I don't know what that's like, but I can only imagine, for their kids and what it's feeling.
Okay. So, is there anyone that you are looking to work with in the near future? Any projects that you have coming on that you may be looking at this actress or actor to bring on set with Andrea Ward? What's up? Who are you looking to work with in the near future?
I am looking to work with Halle Berry, definitely Halle Berry and Issa Rae, and I Am Kai.
Okay. All right. So, for that young girl out there, young dude out there who want to be the next Andrea Ward, who wants to be another historian, who wants to film direct, who wants to write the scripts and all of that, what would you tell them that they need to watch out for if they want to get into the movie game?
You definitely need to watch out for scammers and con artists, because if anything sounds too good to be true, more than likely it's too good to be true. So always go with your first instinct and your first gut feeling.
Okay. All right. So, if anyone wants to work with you, or I don't know, maybe audition for one of your movies, or maybe collab with you somehow on one of your movies, how do they reach you, Andrea Ward? How do they reach you?
You can reach out to me through my website, which is www.redemptionimages, or by my email, redemptionimages@gmail.com.
Okay. All right. So, for those people out there, fans out there who've been rocking with you since Baltimore, since you writing scripts and all of that, being homeless, also historian. So those people out there, those fans who have been rocking with you since day one, any final thoughts for your fans before we sign off on Pimp Game.
Always pursue your dreams no matter what, no matter how many no's you may get, you're eventually going to get a yes. And make those no's count as your yes. Don't take no for an answer. Never take no for an answer. Always find other ways, alternatives, loopholes in order to make your dreams to your reality. And always believe that you always deserve the best. You deserve everything that you work so hard for and that you fight for. Never give up.
I like that. Never give up. All right. So let everybody know who you chilling with.
I'm chilling with Mr. Kennedy over here at the Pimp Game Podcast.
All right, and that concludes our show for this evening. But before I let you go, I'd like to say thank you to our viewers out there, as well as our YouTube lovers. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That's right. You're going to go to iamkennyd and subscribe, and make sure you turn those notifications on so when we upload videos, you are the first to get it. And last but not least, we'd like to thank the one and only, the beautiful Andrea Ward. That's right, the niece of the late, great Billie Holiday, for joining us on the show. I see you next time on Pimp Game. You don't want to miss it. Holla.
Audio Jungle.